I'm going to try to answer every question that I think you might have. So, look at this, see what you think, and then give me a buzz and let me know what I'm not answering. Okay, first, these are all the Florida moldings. We're making all of the samples for you so that I can send you a complete package of everything that's in Florida. I'll also send you down, have Wayne send you down all of the Tempe wick moldings that we have larger pieces of, so you have the best shot at looking at everything. These are the doors from Tempe wick, ready to hang when we know, and ready to modify when we have that solid. These are all the samples of 5 different kinds of finishes, so we can pick the right finish for the mineral cabinets in Tempe wick. This is the cathedral ceilings for the 2 conical roofs outside going to Tempe wick tomorrow. This is the shelf unit that's coming to Florida. We're pre-assembling it, taking it apart. It should be a matter of an hour from delivery to final install. French cleats to hang it on the studs. Everything is done. This is the railing. You can see it looks pretty good. You can see the color is somewhat different. If you look right down here, you can see that there's a slight crook in the curve. I can add that in, but there's still a little something going on here. I think it's okay, but if you don't think it's okay, and don't again, I haven't finished working it yet, I'll make it over. But again, I'm going to do that next week when Matt comes back to work, because it'll be faster and better because he's done the lion's share of the programming on this. These are the 3 crowns that I made on Saturday that are the crowns that are in Florida. So I'll be cutting them back at a 45 and you'll get them. So, here, coming in the next truck, are all of the grills for the wine room frames from McNichols. Some more of the sample moldings that are coming to you that we've already made for Florida. As soon as they're all done, you'll get them all in a package.
Go.
These are the 12-foot by 2-foot laminated panels of Purple Heart with a stable MDF interior. As soon as you approve what Dan did in the way of mock-up for grooves for both the lights and for the hanging strip, we will complete this, finish it, and send it to Florida ready to install. I'm thinking that you'll probably want to finish this, do the armor roll, and then the 4 coats of epithanes, with the final coat being matte. I expect to pick up the maple cabinet for the sitting room from the Steinway polyester people, and when I pick it up next week, I'll be bringing all the cabinets for the hallway. That's the 7 maple cabinets to be polyestered, and the doors, and they're ready to go as soon as they call me up and tell me the other piece is finished. Okay.
3.
Okay, I'm going to continue with everything that I'm working on. Okay, in some random order. Okay, I have Hesby is sending me the black nylon for the legs for the 8 chairs, so I can make 8 samples of 3 different heights for the chairs out on the outside of the salon. As soon as I get the nylon, I'll make them, and I'll drill them so they're easy to put on. I'll send them to you. The dining table, since we decided to use the Rust-Oleum polyoxide, which is actually a Verathane product that's made by Rust-Oleum. I sent the samples to Don. He has a couple of pieces of the table in his shop that he is currently putting the 3 coats of Watco, dark Watco that you asked for. Then he's going to put 3 coats of the Verathane product on it. Then he's going to bring it to you. You'll look at it, you approve it. Then we get to the table, which he'll have in his shop, and we'll finish either in his shop or in Dan Merrill's shop. If need be, more than happy to come down to Florida to spray and finish or do whatever I can do to advance the cause. Okay, the cabana, obviously you probably realize that the door that we needed for the cabana was delivered last Friday. The outer lock that we needed, which is a Valiant Valley product, I handed that off to Hespe and told him to try to get a better price than I can get to get the right-handed lock for the outside. So that's in Hespe's hands. The wine room, I asked Dan to get me 1 caster, take one off, they're 4 inches high. I'll figure out how to make a 3-inch caster, and we'll drop down the height 1 inch of the freezer and the refrigerator. So once I have 1 caster, I'll supply him with 8 new ones and with the same hole pattern. Once he puts them on, we drop each of those appliances down. If I can't find the wheel, I'll make nylon wheels, black nylon wheels, which I can make easily from the nylon that I'll have left over from the blocks. And nylon should be fine at not more than the floor. So we can solve that. The porthole, I'm waiting for some material to come. I ordered the glass. I'm going to send Dan a template of the hole he has to cut in the door, and then the actual assembly of the porthole, the mahogany on the inside and the black high gloss on the outside, and the glass will be, I'll send it as one package. It should be an hour installation. Everything will be pre-machined in such a way that it's an easy install. I'm going to hold the mahogany section on with some hidden magnets. Okay, on the Purple Heart railings, we also talked about how you end them. And I'm just working on a couple of little carvings, which I'm going to send you in a day or two, so you can see what I intend to do, and or you can see if you like the way we're gonna finish them off. In any case, we'll start running them again Monday. I'll see if I have enough wood to easily make the first one over again. I'd like you to look at the video, and I just think it's going to be okay, but it's just not perfect. It's like over 6 inches. There's a little better than a 30-second dip, which I really think I can disguise, but it's there. And but I'm never going to pull the wool over your eyes. So if you really want me to make it over, I'll give it a go. All the molding samples, you saw some downstairs, everything from Florida, I'm going to send to you, and as soon as I get them done, so you'll have a chance to look at moldings and start picking things. It's really important to pick the 3rd floor at Tempewick, because that's where you want to go live. Okay, give me a second. Go for a second. Okay, so we just sent out the last set of PDFs to Wayne and you. So now we should have final for Alex, Jake, and Will's closets, and the first look at from the designer to what we believe Dutch Maid can use to manufacture your closet and Kathy's. So you now have that. Wayne has that. When you come back to us on that, we'll make the corrections and get it off to Dutch Maid. Wayne just sent me the kitchen stuff this week, and I'm working on that so we can bounce back with you and send you what we believe are your changes in the kitchen. So once we get that done, we'll move that off to Dutch Maid also. Specifically, what I need is to look with Dan at the barrel ceiling, look what he's done in terms of the hanging, the location of the hanging strip for the paintings, and the light placements, and once you sign off on that, I can finish those pieces. And as I mentioned when I showed it to you downstairs, I mentioned that, you know, how we would finish it, and we'll get that done as soon as possible. I will put this in writing, but I do need now to make an order from Downs and Reader, 1,000 board feet, 6/4 by 10 inch. I can use a bunch of 8s and 9s also, 8 foot and 12 foot long, soft maple for the door jambs. And that's something we ought to move along. I also have all of the rosewood cabinets for your office in the basement, which are ready to finish, and I'll send you down the samples as soon as I think they have enough finish on them. I used Waterlock, Sutherland Wells in 3 different sheens, and just as a kicker, I used the Formby tongue oil. They're all marked. You'll have them all. You'll be able to look at them and say which one you want to use. I'd rather think that we know from the library that 25 years of Waterlocks still looks pretty good. So I tend to favor Waterlocks. I'm also making a good Waterlock sample of mahogany over the monocoat, which is what we put on all the doors, so that you can look and see what the doors would look like in Tempe-Wick, so that we know what to do when the time comes. Look at it. Let me know what you think. Let me know what I'm missing. Thanks. Kathy, I hope you're recovering well. Okay, I'm thinking about you. But okay, 2 things that I neglected to mention. One is that Dan is getting PDFs of the locations of the cleats that he should be putting in the wall to hold up all of the maple cabinets. Additionally, Mike should be able to, in between the cleats, put his transformers in so that all of the wiring necessary for those cabinets and all of the prep could be done at any point. So when the cabinets finally come, we'll make short work of install. Okay, the elevator. Okay, first I went to Southeast Elevator, the original people, and they said it's too many years, they want no part of it. I offered them, I said, look, maybe since you've already started it, you should finish it, and I'll pay you a good rate for doing it. And they said, no, we don't want it. We sold it too cheap. It's too many years, we want no part of it. So, in any case, I found this company called Palm Beach Lifts in West Palm Beach, had them come out for a day to do a survey. They did a survey, told us we had to get a weight, and then they're willing to work at 2 men at 100 an hour a piece, or 1 man at 150 an hour. They thought it might be a week's work to basically get the elevator set. I believe that the elevator, it was designed with 400 pounds of weight based on the manufacturer, plus 950 as our capacity. I believe our capacity is going to go down 150, 200 pounds. Inclinator, the company said, well, there's some limit on the weight of the cab, which is, when the cab has no weight in it, they said 600 pounds might be right around the limit. We might be over that. One thing we can definitely do if we have to is remake the stainless steel elevator gate in aluminum and pick up 50 pounds. Mike Signorella said that Southeast's wiring on the top was somewhat atrocious, so we would think that that should be done over again. I had Hespe look for other elevator people to see if he could find anybody, and it wasn't promising. So I think this West Palm Beach Lifts are the right people. They weren't really interested. I almost had to talk them into it. The only issue that's conceivable that I don't believe is that if you have a total payload of 700 pounds, or $650 or something like that in the elevator. How it can be that 600 pounds, so we have 1,350 pounds total that this thing should handle. How it can be that there's a difference between nobody in it and somebody in it is something that just defies logic. Because when I spoke to the guy at Inclin, I said, what happens if you're telling me that the unloaded elevator can only weigh 600 pounds? I said, what if I put a 90-pound wheelchair permanently in that cab? Could I do that? Oh yeah, of course. And I said, so how is that different than putting an extra 50 pounds on the elevator? So I think there's a lot of people, Inclinator in these companies, that are just afraid to take any chances on anything, and they were very dismissive. So right now, all that extra stuff was just to give you some background. As soon as it gets weighed, we get Palm Beach lifts in there, and we go from there. And again, the wiring, if Mike says we have to do it over, we take the board of the old wiring off the top, we pick up another 50 pounds of capacity. Okay, I'm sure I left something out, but you tell me, okay? Give me a buzz, let me know what you think. Okay, bye.